Hello. Today's day 386. Um, Today's Friday, July 5th, 2024. We're supposed to have a baby today, which is a lot of nervous energy and everything. We are waiting for them to call us to come into the hospital and induce my wife. But we thought they would call by now, and they have not. It's like halfway through the day now. Um, so we're getting a little nervous that that won't happen. And we have my dad all set up to drop everything and come here this afternoon to watch our kids for the weekend. Because we assume if we get induced today, I keep saying we, but if she gets induced today, we'll have the baby sometime tonight or tomorrow morning, and then they usually want you to stay for another 24 hours. So I don't know, it's such a hard, weird balance because I want all of the other parts of my life to be okay. um have my other children be safe and have caregivers while I'm gone, and while we're gone, and but it's also like I keep not I don't want to lose track of the miracle that is what's happening, like that this new little baby's gonna be here and it's all great and you just want it to be healthy. And so just a lot of balls in the air, like if they don't call us today, will they call us tomorrow? Like, can my dad still come? If this drags on, like yeah, I know we'll figure it out. I know at some point it will be a couple days from now and we'll have a baby, and I'll just be grateful of all the people that helped and got us there. Um, but it's kind of weird, right? Getting there. It's difficult, and and these are you can't time these things. You can't plan these things very well. It's just the hardest part is you just got to hope that people are going to be there for you to make it all work. And they want to be, it's all, I'm not asking for an enormous favor from somebody that doesn't want to help me. It's just hard. It's hard for me to ask for help, and it's hard for me to accept the help, and it's hard for all of this to just work perfectly. It's just a little nervous, and I'm sure, like everything, I'm probably at my most concerned moment about the whole situation, my most worried moment right now, because it's uncertain. Once there's some certainty built back in, or once I feel some sort of piece of control or something back, whenever that is, maybe not for quite a week or quite a few days or a week or weeks or something, but um, but we got a lot of the house packed up. We're having people come over next week to finish with all that. The pod's getting taken in 2 weeks from now. So, just organizing my entire life as much as I can, and hoping this baby fits into that plan somehow. But I can't control it, so it is what it is. But I don't know. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. It's just one of those things, So, and there's a lot of how will the kids do with the new baby, and how will everyone do, and we're going to be moving in 21 days now, 3 weeks from now, right afterwards. So, you want the baby to come as soon as possible so there's enough time to make that whole thing work. And yeah, I think I've maintained this whole situation pretty well. I think it's been a lot of just do a little bit every day, be consistent. And we have a plan. I'm sure that plan's going to get broken, despite me trying so hard to make it flexible. But what can you do? Here we are. So that's that. And Lo's been super sick. She got sent home from school on Monday, and I've had her home all week, and worried Luther's getting sick too, and I don't know. There's just so many balls in the air that you just want everyone to be happy and be okay, and you can't do everything. You can't predict everything. But it's gonna be what it's gonna be. So that's where I am. And I like leading off with my family because I think that's the most important stuff. I think I have more to talk about with other stuff, but it's mostly because it's just like interesting. It's trying to distract me from these things that are happening in my life. It's trying to distract me from my own like anxiety and depression and stuff by working on other stuff to like keep me moving. And I realize that is just a really, really important, necessary tool that I do every day, is work on the future and not the past. And that really helps me just keep moving and not get stuck somewhere. So I'm going to talk about the future for the next little while here, but it's not to minimize how important and grateful I am that, the next few days is going to happen, however way it's going to happen. So, that's all you can do. But I was feeling confident, and I reached out to somebody kind of in the public eye that I respect for a long time, and asked them if they'd like to work together on trying to improve their business. And they said, yeah. I mean, it might be a really soft yeah, but, I'm interested in their business and how it works. And I think I could be really helpful and useful to them. And I told them to give me a month to like do some homework and have a baby. And then maybe I'll reach out again. And I'm just kind of excited working with this person if they want my help. So that'll be interesting. But I think it goes back to like fearless, like the John Mayer thing. It's like the more I believe I'm as smart and I can do anything that these people can do, anybody can do, the more I believe I'm on the same level as everyone else, the more I'm confident enough to test it out and try it and figure it out and put myself out there. And I don't think that's different than what they're doing, all these people in the public eye. I think they have messed up lives and they have like stuff that they're worried about and all this stuff, and they just find a way to keep pushing up to try to affect the universe in a larger way. And I've realized that like on one hand, I only want to do these things when my family life, my home life is solid. When me and my wife are solid, me and my kids are solid, me and my friends are solid. Like when I feel like my hierarchy of needs is like met, or my base levels of the pyramid of hierarchy of needs or whatever is set, is good. I have enough security to feel like I can do anything, and all these people will still love me and still want me around, and we're connecting. I'm feeling loved by these people. I'm feeling wanted by these people. Once I hit this like threshold of having a wife, having kids, like having really good relationship with my dad, really good friends from a long time ago. That's when I started waking up and really like having a wife and then having kids has really like pushed it. Like I really like noticed that these people like genuinely like me, I guess, or like want me around, which is really weird because I've always like thought that I was, not that I was a burden, but like that I had to like be everyone's best friend or like be everyone's everything, or be the best friend that they could ever ask for, and ask for nothing in return in order to just like exist in their world. That the more I've felt this like sense of security, the more I've just been able to, I don't know, poke at it and poke at the universe and stop thinking so much, like stop being so worried about my life and my relationships, which was dominating all of my energy. Like I was just trying so hard to be good enough to, I don't know, deserve these things or something. And I don't know. I mean, the more I have these consistent relationships of these people that really want me around, and I've noticed it and I've stopped like questioning it. Because I check in with them, I make sure we're okay and stuff. And those check-ins have over time have been like really powerful, so I don't worry about those things. So like kind of adding that in there, I started realizing that stewing and ruminating on these like, am I good enough or am I doing enough to like maintain this relationship thing? The more I like caught myself in that pattern in therapy and in life, like wanting to talk about those things, the more I and think about those things all the time, like the more I realize that like this is actually not helping me. This is me over managing my life. And I tried some experiments, which is to do less of it. And so far, I've done a lot less of it. I try to almost never do it now. I almost never I almost never allow myself to ruminate about a past decision or relationship or problem. And it's good for me because I do it so involuntarily and often that I kind of probably do it at a normal amount when I try not to at all moments. So it's been good. It's been really good to just take all that energy and focus it on the future, on getting better. And the more I focus on the future and like try to, I don't know, work on stuff that will affect larger amounts of people in other people's lives that I would otherwise never think I was important enough or smart enough to affect. Like it's crazy. The way the world works is like when you ask for something, you get it as long as you're deserving of it. And I think I've maintained that in my relationships, but I've always like been so worried that I don't know. I know I'm going in circles about that, but I just think it's like, I think I've unlocked a secret of some sort where it's like, if I can have my close relationships hierarchy set and everything's good, we're feeling fine, everyone's happy, not like in conflict with anybody, we're connecting weekly we're connecting with all these different people, I kind of have my cup's full enough that I'm not scared of people. I'm not scared of life as much. And it allows me to start like thinking I'm good enough or smart enough to actually affect other people's lives or affect the world in bigger ways. And it's like open up my brain to like, I don't know, really do something bigger, better. And that's kind of been this whole thing. This whole thing is like, I'm not scared anymore. I'm trying to live. My goal is to live fearlessly. I mean, I don't do it well yet. I don't do it like, I don't do it every day, but like there's certain moments throughout the week or throughout the month where I'm in a situation and I have a little tiny inkling that's like, I should just do this. And I used to be like, that's insane. I would never do that. And one of them was like, reach out to this guy and just say like, hey, I'm a dude, but I'd love to help you and see where it goes. And if you can be valuable to people, they'll want your help, whatever that is. So I took the opportunity and we'll see what happens. But same thing with Pad Stats, my company and everything, me and Sean's company, I should say. It's interesting, we have these interns that are working with us that we reached out to. We're not paying them. They're just like interns. And they are going to put this on their resume for years. Like, I'm giving them experience in a real way that they can actually use towards whatever job they want in the future. I don't care. They can use this experience in any way. They could never put it on the resume. It's up to them. But like for years, maybe a decade, they will say, I had an internship at PadStats. And that might help them get the next thing that they want. And the only reason they will have that on the resume is, well, one, because they like signed up for it and like put their hand up, but like it's only because I created the job. I created the opportunity for this like transaction of value to happen, and now they have value from me. Like, obviously they're giving me value, so I'm super grateful and thankful for that. But like, I'm gonna help them like interview. I'm gonna try to like give them great letters of recommendation. I'm trying to like help them in any other way to like improve their resume or their interview skills, or how to think about attaining internships or work in the future, and blah blah. Not to mention, I'm like one of their first bosses, I guess, so they can kind of like, I don't know, see what work is like in a real way. But it's interesting. Like, I'm affecting the universe in that way. These people are going to go off on their lives and have an artifact of what I decided to do, which is create this job as part of their resume forever. And I know that might sound small, but like it's interesting to me because it's like this little experiment that I ran that like said, like, am I allowed to change someone's future? Am I allowed to do that? Am I doing it in a good way? Am I adding value to their life by doing this, by creating this job? And I don't know. I like to believe I am. And so it's constantly shocking to me that I have the power to do these things, that like no one's stopping me. No one's like preventing me other than my own thoughts, my own worries about my own anxieties that I'm like not doing it well enough or enough of it, or I'll lose all my relationships if I do any of these weird things, and I don't know. I consistently am surprised that oftentimes these are good ideas. Oftentimes these are net positive for the world. And it's the only thing stopping me from adding more net positive things to the world is myself, is my own thoughts and actions. Like my own anxieties and worries and whatever is like the only thing that's stopping me from having a bigger impact on people or the world. And I don't like that. I don't like that. It's me. I'm the problem. Like I'm looking in the mirror. Like, you're the problem. It's me. I'm the one that's not doing more that I could be. And that's why we're starting this company. I feel like I have more to give once I stop being so scared to like try. So it's been interesting. It's an interesting ride for this last 386 days, trying to push more against the universe and see what comes back. I keep saying that because it's like a Steve Jobs quote where he's like, once I realized that the world is built by people that are no smarter than me, then I started to like really push back on the universe and see what pops out. And I really like that quote because it's like I'm pushing against the universe. I'm pushing against something that already exists and saying I want to be a part of it. I have the ability to change this thing that I thought I had no idea or no ability to change. And that's what started, I think, my search. I think I concluded my search that I think I'm always nervous it's going to change, so this is why I don't have any tattoos, because I always feel like I'm going to change so quickly. But for the last, I'd say 3 months, I've pretty consistently been saying that I believe my life purpose is to start companies and add value to the world in big ways that Others can or can't, but are choosing not to. And I'm going to try to do it in a way that's net positive. And, if I can create jobs, for people, if I can do something different and better than others, I need to go do it. And my life goal right now is my life goal is really to be a consistent mentor and figure in my children's lives forever, and help them in the way that they need to be helped as much as possible, as many days as possible of their life. And same to my wife too. I that's the hard part about the hierarchy of needs. If one of those is breaking, I don't want to work on this anymore. One of those things needs help, I'm not going to work on this anymore. I'm going to work on them. But so far, I've been able to do that. And I think, as far as I understand, I'm sure they're going to, need help, need therapy at some point. But, I've been trying to do that. And, but it opens up my brain that there's more opportunities I can do that, be that for other people. And it's kind of unlocked this idea that like the world is built, the future is built by a very, very small amount of people, maybe less than 10,000, maybe 100,000. I don't know, somewhere around there. The future of the world is built by these people. These are often like company leaders or really extreme scientists and stuff. Like these are really, really in the weeds people that like very intelligent, very driven, like just very like they feel boundaryless. They feel like they can be the thing that invents the future. And as a result of them feeling that way for decades, they often do. And so my goal in life right now, hopefully it sticks, is to be one of the very few people that actually creates the future of the world, the earth, whatever. I don't know to what extent or to how much or whatever. I'm not going to get into that. But like in some way, I'm affecting the world that affects the future. I mean, right now it's going to be real estate because that's what our company is based off of. And I don't really know exactly what that means yet. But I think it would be an insane accomplishment to be one of the few people that doesn't just use tools built by other people, that actually builds the tools that creates the future for people. And that's been my ultimate goal, ultimate purpose for the last like 3 or 4 months now. And it feels so perfect. It feels like exactly what I needed, which is like this higher calling, but in a way that makes sense to me, where I'm building stuff. I'm not ruminating about the past. I'm thinking about the future in every way, every day. I'm still maintaining all my relationships and connections to people that I love and I want to feel loved by and everything. But that feels like if I could spend, if I'm going to die in a week or whatever, if I'm going to die in a year, like what would I spend that year on? I think I don't see anything. I mean, obviously spending time with family and everything too, but I just, what I'm working on instead of the past, it's like that. It seems like the best thing I can work on and what I can stew about and think about and dream about. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. I've been going on a lot of walks after bedtime with my kids and trying to learn as much about starting companies as possible. I try to, be as consistent as possible every day with my relationships, but also with my learning. And I'm just going to hope that if I put in decades, then it'll do something. I just need to show up and be consistent every day. and I think I've done pretty well. I mean, we're at day 386 of this, and I don't know how many days I had off. Like I think there's a lot of days I could do better, and I could work harder and know more. But I need to get there, and so I think right now with pad stats, the thing that we're always trying to do is right. Michael Seibel has this quote which is really good, which is like, wouldn't it be nice if all advice was relevant to you at all times? And his joke is like wouldn't it be nice if advice was like the laws of physics, like that they're always consistent, and if someone gives you advice, it's always important and relevant to what you're doing. And then then the punchline is like, and the ironic part is the laws of physics aren't even consistent across the universe. Like we can't even figure those out, let alone like the analogy of it. So I'm really trying to learn and watch videos and read books and understand that reading or learning is not a one and done thing. It's like I need to go back and reread it, or I need to go rewatch it. I need to re-listen to it, and I'll learn something new every time. And so it's not a conquering thing. It's like what is the thing I need to learn the most about right now thing. And I think I've been learning a lot about all the different parts of starting a business. But I think the most pressing thing right now is product market fit. And the thing I've kind of like really picked apart is, it's like there's so many things, but it's like if you build a great product, a lot of the crap falls apart, like falls away. You don't really need to deal with it as much because people want what you have. And so like some of the like team building stuff, some of the money stuff, like some of the like what do we do next stuff, it just feels like it's very I don't know, it's nominal. It doesn't matter as much as just building a great product that people want. And so I think we've been really focused on that, and I think it's been great. Like I think we've been really good at not wasting time on other stuff, and we just try to build every day and see what sticks, see what people like. I'm consistently trying to get that eye-opening feeling from, or that look in their eyes, like, oh my god, from a customer, and we haven't got it enough yet. We're starting to get it sometimes, but it's not there yet. It's a lot of maybes and what ifs and stuff, and then if we kind of what if them enough, then they go, oh, I can see that being good. But it's not here it is, click around in it, like play with it and see what if it solves your problem. And the thing I've learned most recently, even last night, the last couple nights, I've been kind of reading and learning about fundraising and team building and growth and product building and relationships with your customers. And I don't know, I think there's a ton of content out there that teaches you what to do after you have product market fit. But I think there's so little content about how to get product market fit, or what to do with it, or what to do each day to get there. And that's the content I need to go find. I don't know if there is any. I mean, I know it's kind of like a magic black box that everyone's secretly looking for, is like, how do I build something that people want that no one else has built before and deliver it to the right person at the right time. And there's just like so many variables in there that it's like very, very hard to like teach someone how to do it. But that's what I'm after right now, is learning how to consistently do it purposefully. And it's ironic because I think a lot of it includes a lot of wandering, a lot of like learning things that have no impact or no meaning to anything, like just being curious about the world. And Paul Graham has a lot of like, he's a really interesting thought process, which is like, he does a lot of like, wouldn't it be interesting if we built something that does this, because it might break everything else? Or wouldn't it be interesting if we hacked through this? Or wouldn't it be interesting if we broke everything with this new way of doing it? And it's not like how big would the company be, or how smart am I, or how powerful would I be, or whatever. It's like doing stuff just for the sake of curiosity. And I think that's his best way of explaining how to get to product market fit, because you can't get creative enough and go deep enough into the weeds about something that is irrelevant unless you follow it out of curiosity. If you follow it out of money or whatever, you don't go deep enough into it to be on the cusp of the future. You have to kind of be wandering around to be accidentally fall into a spot that's new and different that no one's discovered yet. And that's good advice, and I'm using it to my best abilities. We are interviewing with customers, and we're wandering around, and we're trying to like squint and think about the motivation that they're having around the problem. Like me and Sean got into kind of like a tiff about this. Like, he thinks that people would rather save time. I think they'd rather make more money. At the very core motivation of why they're doing the thing they do. And I'm sure we're both right in some context, but and it doesn't matter, I think, too, as long as we consistently alleviate the problem. It's going to be a solid product. But I think money is the easier thing to go after. If I can make you money, you want my service. Like, I think that's pretty simple. But but yeah, that's the part I'm working through right now. Is I'm a process thinker, and it's really easy for me to understand something if there is a process for it. The things I get stuck on are things that there's no process for. And right now, there's no process for finding product market fit. The best process I've heard is wander around, be interested in things, do stuff and build stuff that you find interesting or that will, quote unquote, break normal stuff. Things that are currently normal will break if this is built. That's one way. And another way of thinking about it is 100 years from now in the future, what will exist that currently does not exist, and we will look very backwards right to today in 2024 for having it this way. I'm sure there's 100 examples in healthcare, but there's a couple around that I could come up with, but it's a hard question to answer because you have to kind of guess what things would be like. But I think that's an interesting process. Like, let's just kind of think about what's backwards today and then try to build it on backwards. Like, what will be backwards today 100 years from now, and how do we start building it back to forwards or something. So it's kind of two processes. And then the third one I've discovered is just keep moving, just keep building. Or I should say, keep building new things. Don't build something to the point where it's very good. Build something to the point where someone understands what it is and what it does, and then stop. And if their eyes don't light up when you show it to them, build something else. And not something totally different, but it's like just kind of be walking down a path. And if you kind of hit a point where it's like it's not solving a burning problem, slightly change the path, And so I think we've kind of, okay, should we go after wholesalers? Should we build cool maps? Should we have the best crime database in the world? Should we build the best valuation tool in the world? I think any of these things could be great companies and great ideas. And it's just, I haven't had the eyes light up part with any of our customer calls yet as a result of these things. And that's what I'm looking for. Because I think product market fit is the moment the people's eyes light up and they go, oh, crap, like that. I want to use that right now. Give me an account right now. I don't care how much it costs. Like, I need that. And I think ChatGPT is a perfect example of that. Like, it literally redefines how we get information. Like, why would you not use it? It's insanely powerful for so many things. But obviously it took like 6 or 7 years from some of the smartest people in the world to build it. So it's like, who am I? But I'm going to keep going down this route. I think I need to go deeper into product market fit as a process, because I think the fundraising, I think it doesn't matter if we hit product market fit. Team building, I think it kind of doesn't matter as much if we hit product market fit. And it seems consistent across the board that all information says it this way, that pretty much everything about company building is optional except for product market fit. And you can figure it out along the way after you hit product market fit. But the fun thing about product market fit is no one is going to help you get it. No one is going to, like, no VC is going to fund you without it. You know, like, nobody's going to, like, give you money or give you people, or like no one's going to give you customers. And you're going to fight and scrap and claw to get customers without it. And so you might as well just build something that has it with the two of you. And then you own as much of the company as possible. You aren't in these existential moments where you're a month away from losing everything. Like, just be very frugal and build until you get product market fit. And usually at that point, you've built so many things that you're really good at, and you can then build out something to be a perfect product that's that perfect app in your phone or whatever. But you have to go deep into the weeds and know more than any other person about this subject. And you really can't do that until you have built every part of it, every piece of it. Not that you have this like grand idea of what this thing is. You have to build every piece of it before you launch, but it's more like build a piece of it that could be product market fit and launch it and see if people's eyes light up. And if they don't, fine. Build another piece of something and see if, and launch it. And just keep building something and then launching it every like week or two. But not totally different worlds, totally different industries, totally different problems. Like, keep trying to solve the same or similar problems, but try a different tactic to get to it every little way along the way there, you know. And I kind of like to think that we're like building this skeleton of projects that will eventually create this like body, like the all these things are kind of all like things that need to be built in order to have a bigger company or bigger product, you know. Like, we've kind of built things that we think are valuable, but by themselves aren't very valuable. They're just kind of valuable. And I think once we can kind of like piece them all together, it will be valuable. That's kind of like the SpaceX and Tesla way of doing it, which I find interesting as a new way, because, you know, following the Peter Thiel advice, like, you got to build a monopoly, and there's only so many ways to build that. And it, you know, I don't think we are cutting edge enough. I don't know, but I don't think we are, to like build something that's totally different than the leading researchers. I think our ability, and me being a process thinker, our ability might be to cobble together several different things that are the world best, or close enough to the world best that you can't tell, and then push them all into one product that, kind of like a Tesla, that doesn't, it's just so overwhelmingly great in so many ways that it might not be the absolute best one thing in the world in any piece of it, but it is best in its whole process of being built, and therefore it's cost effective and sustainable, and builds its own moat in that way. But I don't know if that applies to SaaS. We'll find out. I think might be a hardware thing, but you know, but I think my point is, though, I gotta do more research into product market fit finding. I've watched so many Michael Seibel videos. I've watched so many Paul Graham and videos, and read so many of his essays. I've watched so many other just YC videos about things, and I don't know. I don't think they explain the process well enough. And I think it's because they don't really understand the process. I think they kind of just got to it on accident by lack of quitting. You know, like, they just said, I'm going to work on this every day for several hours, and I'm going to be robotic to never stop. And then one day they hit product market fit by just like trying every day. And I guess that's kind of what I'm doing, but I don't like how it's so reptilian. It's like, it's not, it feels like I'm blindfolded. Like, it doesn't feel like I'm it's very difficult to maintain because you don't know if you're doing it right every day, you know. And I know that's probably part of the whole thing that's difficult, um, maintaining consistency despite not knowing. But I don't know. I'm a process thinker, and I'm convinced that there is a process for finding product market fit, and I'm trying to actively figure it out so that I can use it to build many companies in a sustainable way that all achieve product market fit. Because I think that's a really powerful skill. I think my ultimate goal is to like try to build many companies that add a lot of value to the world. And I feel like building one myself is teaching me the skills of company building. But I also, like, this is part of it. I want to document the process of how to build a company to make it a sustainable process, and to teach others, you know. In my heart, I'm a teacher, and I can't teach people things I don't know, so I have to go learn them. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, I just that's where I'm at on July 5th. I think, you know, we're doing a lot of things. We got our very first like enterprise customer. I'm like actively building stuff to deliver to him. Like, we're really trying to, you know, I mean, by all effects, a company would say they're like on the right path. And I think Sean would say that, which ironically, I think he probably hates that I would say we're not there yet. But I think in my heart, I'm also a pessimist. So I like to be so overwhelmingly right that, you know, it's very obvious, and I just don't feel that way yet. But yeah, so I mean, I think what I'm trying to say at the end of the day is like, I need to, it's, I'm glad that there's one thing that I need to focus on right now, and all the other stuff kind of doesn't matter as much. And there's one thing I want to be an expert in, and I think the one thing is product market fit. And I don't know how to be an expert in that because there's not really a how-to manual. There's not really a book. There's not like a thing that you can go learn and do. But I will say, like, I need to learn. I need to find it myself, and along the way, document the process of finding it, because I think that is going to be worth its weight in gold, or whatever you want to call it. But I think that's how you build the future. That's my point to my life purpose. I think I can build the future a lot better and faster if I can figure out the path to building it, which is finding product market fit as accurately and as often and as quickly as possible. And there's not really a how-to guide to do that. And ironically, the YC videos, YC says they don't even, when they pick you for YC, you don't even have product market fit. They're here to like help you find it faster. And that's why we applied, and we're, you know, I hope you get picked. But like, I don't know. They're not even going to give me all the answers. You know, they're going to give me a lot of like the footnotes of how it was built, you know, but they're not going to say like, go do X, Y, and Z. I mean, if anything, they're going to give us really aggressive targets to hit so that we build faster than we ever have before, and we iterate faster to like try to get closer to product market fit. So I can see how that's the process in some ways, is like build something that is very great, even if it's super cobbled together with band-aids and popsicle sticks and glue and stuff, but works kind of, and do that every week for months. And if you can do that every week for months, eventually one of them's a good idea, which is crazy, right? Like it's like trial and error is like their method, which isn't wrong, isn't bad. I'm not better than them. It's like it irks me. I don't like that to be the process. I want there to be a simpler process than trial and error. But I don't know. These are the smartest people on earth, so I clearly know less than them in just like thousands and millions of ways. I don't know if I know more than them in any way. So, but that's what this is about, is poking back at the universe and seeing what happens, you know. So I've been checking our YC application every day, and I'm sure we won't get picked or whatever, but I just want feedback, you know? I just want to like hear something. I want someone to tell me like some sort of thing that will help me, because I think I had this thought yesterday. It's like I haven't had a conversation with somebody that was like really useful to me in a while, and it bothers me that like I haven't had a mentor or a meeting with somebody. Just I haven't had somebody that goes, oh, you know, like if you do it this way, it might actually be more useful. You know, I haven't had that like person show up or stop by in a while. So I need to start asking the universe for help in that way. I need to start asking for that person to show up rather than assume that they will on accident. You know, I need to make that reality exist on purpose, not an accident. So I was thinking about how to do that. So that's my rambling. It's been super exciting, super pumped, super happy, super overwhelmed, you know, baby moving, everything. In order to not have my anxiety overwhelm me, I've been working on pad stats in my free time, my free brain time. And it's been really good. It's been really great. It keeps me sane. And I think finding the process or learning the process or creating the process of finding product market fit is super interesting to me. I just I like learning processes because then I internalize it, I understand it, I think in processes, and so I just need I need the steps laid out, and then I can memorize it forever and use it. And this is one of those things that there's just not a process for. You know, everything else seems like there's a pretty decent process. You know, you do X, then you get Y, and then you get Z, like it, you know. But no one's going to help me. The interesting thing is there's no real tools out there to help me go from zero to product market fit. Like there's a lot of like, try this sometimes, or this works, you know, sometimes, or, you know, do this generally. But there isn't like a, if there's not a rubric. There's not like a, if you do this, then you get that for this, for product market fit. And I think this is why, you know, 90% of companies die or whatever. I think they lose everything before they get to this point. The co-founders fight, they don't make enough money, they're in the red, they're losing time, the competition's beating them. It's, you know, they quit, everyone quits, you know, it feels hopeless. I'm not gonna quit. I've already given up on that part of the problem. Like I'm not gonna fight with my co-founder. I've already decided I'm just not gonna fight with him about anything. So I'm not gonna quit. We're not gonna fight. We're just gonna keep building, and I will eventually get to product market fit. I'm convinced of it. I just don't know how, and I'll get there. But I don't know. I need to figure this out. This is like the coolest problem on earth, you know? This is how you build companies from scratch that are extremely powerful companies. If you can figure this out. And I want to learn that. I want to have that be something I know how to do. That sounds like the most insane, cool trait to have, process to have. The most insane, cool thing to teach the world is this. Like, so within building a company that I want to create the future, it's like I want to like learn how to create the future in a consistent way that's like, you know, useful to people. So not just myself. So okay, I'm gonna wrap this up, but that's what I'm working on, and that's what I'm stuck on right now, and I need to keep moving on it. And you know, there's a quote that I like, which is like, when you're pre-product market fit, be a shark, just keep moving. Whatever it is, just keep moving. That's what I'm doing right now. I you know, we're just keep moving. We're just keep building, keep doing stuff, keep trying things. When I say keep building, I don't mean like keep building out every little feature and every little thing. And it's more like build tiny versions of huge things and see if people's eyes light up. And then if they do or don't, you know, move on. But we'll get there. It's just I just need that eyes light up moment, and then I can ask them, and then I can start documenting how we got to it more consistently. But now we're just trying stuff, and I don't like that being the process. It doesn't feel scientific enough for me. so yeah. I gotta do some more research on that, and I gotta keep going with it. And one day we'll get it, and one day I'll learn it. Maybe I'll be 50, I don't know, but one day. And that's fine with me. This is like the coolest skill ever to learn. So, all right, well, I hope we get a call so we can go to the hospital and have a baby. And I don't know. We'll see what else happens today, or I don't know, the next couple days. So, all right. Have a good day.